The White House doesn't really care if the media reports on their internal disputes, but the White House will not tolerate a biased, one-sided press. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. posted on social media last November that President Trump would push to remove fluoride from drinking water when he takes office. This is because fluoride is an industrial waste product that has been linked to arthritis, broken bones, bone cancer, reduced IQ, neurodevelopmental disorders, and thyroid disease. Since then, the New York Times has published a number of reports stating that the proposal has raised concerns among public health experts, and it could overturn the important public health measures of adding fluoride to water. Fluoride is added to drinking water to reduce the risk of tooth decay. However, opponents argue that it is a form of group medication without consent. The White House recently issued a statement condemning the New York Times for deliberately smearing the Trump administration. The statement says, the New York Times story on Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s review of fluoride recommendations is another thinly veiled attempt to falsely portray the Trump administration as anti-science and anti-health, a characterization that couldn't be further from the truth. In January, the New York Times itself reported that fluoride may be linked to lower IQ scores in children. So why did the Times not note its own prior reporting in its article on Secretary Kennedy? The New York Times is clearly trying to portray the Trump administration as anti-science and anti-health. In fact, there are different views on this issue in the scientific community. The White House statement stated, most industrialized nations, including much of Europe, do not add fluoride to their water, and it has had no discernible detriment on dental health. The statement also stated the following points. 1. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention now concedes that fluoride's predominant dental benefit comes from topical contact with the outside of teeth, not ingestion, making it unnecessary to ingest fluoride. 2. In August of 2024, the Department of Health and Human Services National Toxicity Program concluded that with moderate confidence, fluoride in water at just 1.5 milligrams per liter is consistently associated with lower IQ in children. Number 3, recent studies of CDC's National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey have found significant associations between low levels of fluoride and various indicators of chronic disease, including reduced testosterone levels in boys, increased inflammation, altered kidney and liver function, and increased sleep problems. And at a cabinet meeting today, RFK Jr. said that the HHS will have an answer by September as to what is causing the childhood autism epidemic.
We have now, the autism rates have gone from now most recent numbers we think are going to be about 1 in 31, 1 in 20, so they're going up again. From 1 in 10,000 when I was a kid. And we are going, at your direction, we are going to know by September. We've launched a massive testing and research effort that's going to involve hundreds of scientists from around the world. By September, we will know what has caused the autism epidemic, and we'll be able to eliminate those exposures.
So big. Think of that. So it was 1 in 10,000 children had autism, and now it's 1 in 31. Not 31,000, 31. That's a horrible statistic, isn't it? And there's got to be something artificial out there that's doing this. So you think you're going to have a pretty good idea, huh?
We will know by September.
There will be no bigger news conference than that. So that's it. If you can come up with that answer where you stop taking something, you stop eating something, or maybe it's a shot, but something's causing it. It can't be from 10,000 to. Can you imagine that, Marco? That's a big number. Thank you very much. You're doing great. Thank you, Bobby.
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is moving forward with his plan to remove dyes from foods. Recently, RFK disclosed more details of a meeting that he had with food company executives on March 10th. The meeting involved executives from Kraft Heinz, General Mills, Tyson Foods, Kellogg's, Smucker's, and PepsiCo. The Consumer Brands Association, which is a trade group representing PepsiCo and other food companies, also participated in the meeting. On Wednesday, RFK said that he had given the food companies 2 years to remove Red 40 and other artificial dyes from their products. In an interview with CBS, RFK said, it's going to take us a while. For example, the CEO of Pepsi, which owns Doritos, said that consumers like them to be very red, and we have not yet found a vegetable dye that we can match, but we're going to do it. So RFK said they all have to be out within 2 years. RFK also explained that the dyes are clearly associated with a grim inventory of diseases, including cancers and behavioral disease and neurological disease like ADHD, and it's very, very well documented. And in many cases, the same products in this country have those dyes, and then they use vegetable dyes in Canada, Mexico, and Europe. The California Environmental Protection Agency's Office of Environmental Health Hazard Assessment published a report in 2021 and addressed the same issue. In the report, the agency analyzed a research that linked the synthetic food dyes to various neurobehavioral problems such as hyperactivity and other neurobehavioral effects in children. And that's a wrap for this episode. Thank you so much for your support of Front Page. Please remember that every like